This week's senior goes to Grace Dudziak. She went to Wellington High School in Lorain, where she played a lot of sports, including becoming the first female kicker in history there on the varsity football team. That is sensational.
That was one of our senior spotlights from back in May, maybe you remember, showcasing Wellington's Grace Dudziak. And you may recall, Grace had big goals for college, and she left quite a legacy at her high school, too.
Boy, I do remember that, and that's great. We caught up with her to see how life and going to college in a pandemic is working out.
Ended up kind of getting recruited, you could say, I guess, from my track coach.
Grace Dudziak, dubbed Amazing Grace, played every sport she could in high school: soccer, basketball, track, and football, where she became the first ever female kicker on the varsity team. But going to college in a COVID-19 world, well, that's a different ballgame.
So, that's how everything is, though. You kind of just gotta adjust to the new nowadays things.
She attends the University of Toledo, which moved from a mostly hybrid learning plan to almost fully online, and most recently canceled spring break for 2021. Though she isn't seeing other students in person in her general education classes, Grace is studying to be an ROTC nurse, which allows her to be in person for workouts and training. When it comes to online classes, Grace says everything is a learning curve.
My one teacher, it's funny, she'll scream sometimes at herself. She's like, I don't know what's happening, but it's kind of I don't know, I'm not there with her, so I don't really know what she's going through on it, but they've actually picked it up pretty well.
Instead of joining clubs or attending events with fellow freshmen, Grace bought a bike and is always finding ways to stay active. And she's grateful to see her fellow ROTC members in person, who she says, well, they're like family.
It's really like a family, not even gonna lie. Like the Army, it's no matter what, I feel like I can talk to any of them.
But what about the other teams she really wanted to join? When we last met Grace, she had hopes of being a walk-on to the UT football team.
I actually went to the first football game last weekend, but you can actually go in. So I sat outside.
Due to the Mid-American Conference starting their season late, the team isn't taking walk-ons this year. But watching her little sister play sports on the high school level, it's clear Amazing Grace will be making a comeback.
I was like, oh my God, I miss that so much. And then she started basketball, and I'm like, oh, I miss that too. But I'm really excited I really want to try out for football still.